Hi everyone, this is Richard. In this video we are going to talk about mixins. If you remember in the previous lecture we talked about inheritance and how every subclass had only one superclass, right? So what if you want to inherit from more than one class itself? So there are characteristics of this class and that class and you want a little bit of both. Do you have to copy them all? How do you actually do that? Well, that's where mixins come into play. Okay, so you can mix classes around. I'm not sure if that's where the word comes from, but I think it did. So again, we have the class cake, and I'm going to make a different class here, class wedding. And this is going to talk about all the weddings. So we're not just talking about the cakes, we're talking about the party, and there's going to be expensive, and then the date is going to be now, so we are a little bit late to go there. So the wedding is actively going on. Then we're going to say, I want a cake. I want characteristics of a cake as well as the wedding itself. Bad example, because why would you do that? But again, just for example. What you would do is class wedding cake, extends cake, remember that from the previous video, with. With is the key word for mixins, okay? When you use with, you basically say, I'm inheriting from more than one class. All right, this is the main superclass, but I'm also pulling in this along the side, and I'm accessing everything, all the members of the class wedding. With extends, keep this in mind, you can't do extends, comma, wedding. You can't do that, okay? What does it say here? You can only extend, again, one superclass. So you can't do that. If you do mixins with, you can actually do mixins with multiple other classes themselves. Just put a comma between each one. And so up here, we create the instance of the class, print dot party. And that's true, because it's right here. And again, small figure on top of cake. That's true, right here. And then eggs, chicken, right here. Okay, so by creating an instance of this class, you have access to this, and this, of course. So all, not only your class, but all the superclasses right there. Let's print the date. Let's see what the date is. It's right here. All right. There are ways of formatting that. We'll go over that in the future. So now you might think, well, wait a minute. If Dart is a single inheritance language, how can you use mixins? What's the difference? Why don't you just inherit from a bunch of other classes? Maybe it's multiple inheritance. I haven't found a good answer to that. For practical purposes, you can inherit from multiple superclasses, so it's not really a big deal. I think what's going on, from the best I can understand, is that behind the scenes, when you create the program itself, the creators of the language, and how it's organized and structured, you inherit it, perform single inheritance. This is kind of like an add-on, not a second thought, but just an add-on in addition to it to give you some more benefit. But there is a reason, and I unfortunately I don't know what the reason is why it's single inheritance. But that's the way it is. But this is your way around it in order to help you out when you're creating classes. Okay? So keep the keyword with in mind when it comes to inheriting, and extends when it comes to simply creating a subclass to a superclass. Thank you.